Me unmute myself. Hello, everybody. Today we're talking about go big or go home and all the other lies that people tell you that keep you from manifesting your dreams and your desires. So today we're talking about how to walk it back in manifestation. What does that mean? What does that look like? Are you settling? Are you giving up on your dream? So we're going to talk about how to ask for less to get more. And today, really, what I want to impress upon you guys is how manifestation actually works, the nitty gritty of it, the behind the scenes issues that come up. And I have noticed that in my coaching, in the people that I have coached, they have had this mentality of go big or go home. I work with a lot of women who have big dreams, big desires, and yet they beat themselves up all the time because they're not achieving them, because they're not happening. They're not manifesting. And they're like, why? Why is this happening to me? I don't get it. I know I'm destined for something more. I know I'm destined for something bigger. I know I'm destined for something great and magnificent and amazing and awesome and powerful. And yet I get duds. I'm where I am. And it can be very frustrating. It can be very disheartening. It can break your heart. But today we're going to talk about how to dismantle those lies, why they're lies, and we're going to talk about how to overcome them so that you can manifest your dreams. Okay? So let's talk about why go big doesn't always work. So when a desire is too far out of the realm of what you believe is possible, of what you believe you deserve, of what you believe is even available, we create resistance. Now, the resistance, it's not like a punishment. It's not, the universe saying you're not good enough. We create the resistance in ourselves. We create the negative vibration. We create the low vibration. We decide that something isn't within our capacity. And so we take these big dreams that we have that are amazing, wonderful, beautiful. They're high vibration manifestations, and we try to bring them down to our level. And it collapses in time and space. So when you try to bring something that's high vibration to your level, it just dissolves. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen like that. And sometimes just through sheer will and force, you can bring those high vibration manifestations down to your level. Yeah, sure, that happens. But over time, you lose it. Over time, it becomes fruit from the poisonous tree. So we don't want that. We want to manifest blessings that are in our life for the long term, for the long haul. We want something that's going to last forever. So going big sometimes just creates this discord between who you are and what you actually want. Resistance. There's like a friction between it. So we want to eliminate that friction. And we're going to talk about how to do that today. So this to me is like the biggest kind of visual that I can give you guys is that it's not that you're failing. It's that you're trying to go from 0 to 100 right now. You're trying to take 50,000 steps in one step. You're trying to get to the top of the mountain without doing the hike. You're trying to go from here to there without walking in between. You're trying to go from A to Z without doing B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. So that's not the issue. The issue isn't that your dream is too big. The issue isn't that you're not capable. The issue isn't that you aren't deserving. The issue isn't that all of this stuff. It's that your current belief system hasn't caught up to the desire. I'm going to say that again. Your belief system hasn't caught up to the frequency of the desire. So we have to match the two and start building it all up. And you're trying to manifest the final result when you don't even believe in taking the first step. You're like, why am I not getting the job? Why am I not getting the husband? Why am I not getting the money? Why am I not getting my purpose? Why am I not getting the health? Why am I not dropping the weight? Why? because we haven't systematically built up the manifestation muscle in you to believe that you can even do the first step or the second step or the third step. And something that like I really believe in is taking baby steps. I love baby steps. Baby steps are the best. Okay, so what are the three main blocks to manifestation? Let's start with the first one, possibility. Possibility is the idea of, does this thing even exist? Let's say you're trying to manifest true love. Do you even believe true love exists? Do you believe that there's somewhere out there, or are you always talking about, man, men are trash, women ain't nothing, like, oh, where I live, everybody's taken, everybody's gay, everybody's this, oh, everybody I meet is just, like, do you even believe that it is possible to attain that thing that you want? That's question number one, number two, number three, because we have the self-limiting beliefs. And there are three ways in which we get self-limiting beliefs. The first is through your family. Say you're trying to manifest true love, but you grew up seeing your parents fighting. You see the divorce. Maybe your uncle was a player. Maybe like you have all these ideas about really what relationships look like that are embedded in your subconscious. And you're like, oh, I actually have never seen a successful relationship. I've actually never seen what a powerful love looks like. So I don't even know if it's possible. Okay, so that's the first way you get a self-limiting belief, is what did you grow up seeing with? Second, society. So what a woman is supposed to do is different in New York City versus rural Alabama versus rural Kenya versus Russia versus Spain. Everywhere you go in the world, the definition of who you are is going to change. Your function, your role within society is going to change. And so that plays a program in your head that says, hey, I want to become CEO of my business, but you live in a place that has taught you women don't do business, that has taught you women aren't leaders, that has taught you, even if you have a business and you're a leader, you have to defer to the men in the room. So you have to start to look at, okay, do I even believe it's possible for somebody like me, for somebody who is in my, like, what are the belief systems that are happening behind there? You have to start to deprogram yourself. And then the third way in which you get the self-limiting beliefs is you got family, you got society, and you got experiences, things that happened to you in the past. So I got divorced. Could it be easy for me to say, you know what? Every marriage I have ends in divorce. I mean, I have 100% track record of getting divorced. So why would I ever put myself through that again? Like, I could have severely limited myself by believing that, oh, every marriage ends in divorce. I've seen many divorces in my family with my friends. I've seen many divorces happen. And that could be a program that you have in your mind playing in the background saying, oh, this is what's going to happen if you get married. This is potentially what you're headed for. Don't do it. Danger, danger, danger. Stay where you are. And then you're dead in the water. You're not manifesting anything because you have these different programs that are playing in the background that are limiting your ability to believe that something is possible. Like the thing itself, not that you can't get it, not that you don't deserve it, but even believing that it is possible that this thing occur in your world. So next, we're going to talk about self-worth. Self-worth. We love self-worth. How do you develop self-worth? Do you believe that you are worthy of, and I'm not saying, are you worthy? I'm saying, do you even believe that you are worthy of true love, of being rich, of being a powerful executive, of having a purpose and fulfilling it, of having children, of having a nice car? Like, do you believe that you are worthy of it? And so you got to do a lot of deep dive within you, because not feeling worthy, it's a way that we keep ourselves playing small. So we work on that. Then finally, the how. Now, we live in an infinite universe with infinite possibilities, with infinite options, infinite ways, infinite methods, infinite purposes, infinite paths, infinite ways to get whatever you want. And yet, I'm a victim of this too. I'm a perpetrator of this too. I have fallen prey to this type of mentality too, that we sit there and think, oh, I have to get the thing that I want, and it has to look like this by this certain time, this certain way. And we're trying to thread a microscopic needle with a 5-inch thick rope. We are missing out on the universe providing us with so many different opportunities. Like, here's an example, right? Let's say you're trying to manifest $1 million, right? And you're sitting there thinking, okay, I can only get $1 million by saving money. But yeah, you can't save money. Like, for some reason, things keep coming up, and you're like, no, but that's the way I'm going to get $1 million. The universe is saying, okay, you know what? You can get an inheritance. You can win the lottery. You can get a raise. Maybe you could sell something. You can get an insurance check. You get hit by a bus and you sue somebody, get $1 million. There's an infinite number of ways. And yet you have pigeonholed yourself into this one way in which you are going to get the thing that you want. Now, you also have to define what you want. And, part of my 21-day experience, we dig into how to do that. But needless to say, let's say that we're operating from already knowing with certainty what it is that we want. If you're pigeonholing yourself into believing like, hey, this is the thing that is going to get me what I want, yeah, it might work, but it'll come with a lot of anguish, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of trials, tribulations, challenges that you're just like, ugh, I don't even want this thing anymore. To go through all of that is just and leaps of faith actually open a doorway to more challenges, because you have to start addressing everything that I just talked about with the possibility, with the worthiness, with the self-limiting beliefs, with asking all these questions, doing the inner work. And so you're like, yes, I want to shift to a destiny that I have created, that I have seen the path, and that's the path, that's the only path. It's going to be like, okay, if that's the path, then we have to work on all this other stuff. So opening the possibility for how things can evolve or can be brought into your life is very crucial in trying to manifest and manifest quickly. So let's talk about possibility. Does this even exist? You cannot receive what you have already decided is impossible. Underneath the desire, you have this voice that is saying, that doesn't happen to people like me. Again, that just doesn't happen. So dismantling the programs that are running in the back of your mind, dismantling all of those programs that are saying, hey, this doesn't exist, examining, and you have to examine your relationship to that thing that you're trying to manifest. So let's say you're trying to manifest that money, right? What is your relationship to money? What is your relationship to spending? What is your relationship to earning? What is your relationship to being lucky? What is your relationship to not working? What is your relationship to having a business? What is your relationship to taxes? What is your relationship to investing? What is your relationship? You have to look at all of these facets surrounding that thing that you're going to get. Because the other thing is, what is your relationship to people who know you have money? People who win the lottery often find themselves very alone. They find themselves regretting having ever won the money because it exposed how nobody was really their friend. It was contingent on them staying poor. And now that they have money, now it's like, hey, you either give me money or you're not my friend. Are you prepared for that? Or do you believe that all of this is impossible? So you have to look at those programs that are playing in the background and the things that are being told to you secretly by your subconscious, not even overtly, but you have to start to examine these like hidden beliefs time and time again. How do you do that? Well, my 21-day experience is like that. But, if you're not ready for that, pray your journal and meditate. All of these different tools on how to start to explore what are your belief systems? What are the programs that are running behind? And you have to keep digging the root. All right, let's see. Worthiness. Can I hold this? Manifestation isn't just getting it. It's becoming available to hold it. Wanting more money, but feeling guilty for receiving it. Or wanting success, but fearing being seen. We're living in like this dual life where, yes, on the one hand, I see myself being abundant. I see myself being loved. I see myself having purpose and, having all the cash and the prizes. And yet, on the other hand, I see like, oh, I actually don't want to be vulnerable with a partner. I actually don't want to work hard. I actually don't want to have children. I actually don't want to give up my freedom. And like seeing how these things play. Now, those two worlds have to come together, because here's something that you may not understand is that if you envision who you are with the thing that you want, okay, let's say you want to manifest a job. Okay, let's say, okay, who am I with that job? Oh, now I'm making money. Now I'm feeling very confident. Now my bills are paid. Now there's no pressure. Now I can be free. Now I can donate. Now I can do this. Now I can travel. Now I can. You've created a whole other identity that is not you right now. And so subconsciously, what you're saying is the person I am today cannot hold that job, because that job means freedom, security, love, compassion, giving, and feeling like that. So the person I am today versus the person I am right now, I'm at a lower frequency. I'm at a lower state. I'm at a place where I cannot hold the manifestation, because the person who can hold the manifestation is the happy, free, secure giver, that person, the traveler, that person. Now you might be saying, how about Andy? Andy, I don't have money, so I can't travel. I can't give back. I can't do those things, so I can't be happy. That's your problem. And I'm pushing back here, because that is exactly when you need to lean into more happiness. And you're like, but I can't do that. I got all these bills. I got all these. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's very hard to be able to overcome those beliefs, but we have to get momentum. And that's what we're working on here today. So just stay with me, okay? Just hang on for the roller coaster. So we're working on the worthiness. Next, the how. Stop worshiping the one way, the one door, the one exit. Infinity exists in this world. You can earn it, you can get a referral, inherited, gifted it. When you obsess over the one way, when you obsess over this is the only way I can get the thing that I want, if you obsess over it, you're ignoring the entirety of the rest of the world. Like, if you really want the thing that you want, if you really truly want it, the best way that you can get it is say, you know what? I don't care how it shows up. Just give it to me. I don't care what happens. I don't care how it pops into my life. God, just give it to me already. Like, that energy behind it is so magnetic, is so powerful, is so like beautiful, because then when you get it, it's going to happen in some wild way. Because you know what? If you were that smart to know how to get the thing that you wanted, I'm pretty sure you would have it already. But you're not that smart. I'm not that smart. I'm not going to pretend like I'm that smart. I'm actually pretty dumb compared to the universe. And I'm okay with that, because the universe has delivered to me so many beautiful things in this life that I never, ever, ever would have imagined. Case in point, I was trying to manifest my husband bringing me flowers. I thought, man, it would be nice if he brought me flowers. If he just stopped by the supermarket, just pick me up some flowers and just like, that would be the bee's knees. Like, that's what I want. That's what we're manifesting. Yup. I'm manifesting my husband bringing me flowers. My husband is bringing me flowers. What Freudian slip right there? What the hell was that? Anyways, so time goes by. And my husband is not hearts and flowers, y'all. He is not somebody who brings me cards, chocolates, cakes, none of that. Like, he's not that person, okay? I've known this about him since day one. I know this about him. This is not, so me trying to manifest against his will is like pretty crazy just to even think about that. But that's a different discussion for a different day. Make sure you sign up for next week, because maybe that's what we talk about. So the point is I said, okay, this isn't working. You know what, universe? I really just want to be loved by him. I just want a simple way in which I can know that he thinks of me in a tender, loving gesture. That's it. It's not about the flowers. It's not about, where he gets them. It's not about none of that. It's like, okay, whatever. Time goes by. We go to El Salvador and we're on vacation and we're at the beach and we're having fun. Manifestation long forgotten. My husband and I were connecting. We're so deep in love, and it's beautiful and it's amazing and wonderful. And we go and we take a trip to the Tamanique Falls, suggested by my daughter. Like, me and him, we would never do this. Like, but she wants to go, so great. That's what we're gonna do. So far out of the realm of what we're thinking. We're hiking, we're talking, we're laughing, we're chatting, and we're looking at the sights and the views. And we get to the waterfall and we're sitting there, we're eating snacks and just laughing. And out of the corner of my eye, I see my husband cross over one of the pools to the other side where the cliff is. And now I'm thinking, like, what the hell is he doing? Like, and I see him pluck something off the side of the cliff and come over to me and hands me a beautiful flower. And I tell you, I was about died, because I was like, oh my God, this is better than any supermarket flower that my husband could have bought me. This is better than he could have gone to a florist. He could have bought me a dozen roses, 100 dozen roses. It doesn't matter. Nothing could have been more perfect than that singular moment when he hands me the flower and he gives it to me. And he said something like, I can't even remember what he said, something like, this is for you, my beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm going to cry just even thinking about it. Point being, when you're locked into the one way, into that one method, into that one path, you're missing out on having a beautiful flower from the Tamanique waterfalls 2,000 miles away, given to you in such a beautiful, beautiful way that your heart melts. Okay, so let's keep going. So we're going to walk it back until you can believe it. Now, first of all, I want to say, every time I say walk it back, I keep thinking of that song, now walk it out. Now walk. Okay, enough singing. Andy, stop singing on camera. So we're not talking about lowering your dream. We're not talking about settling. We're not talking about negotiating. We're not talking about lowering expectations. We're not talking about, changing your standards. We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about building a bridge. We're actually creating more with walking it back. Okay, so we're going to give you a couple of examples here. So the first one that we're going to look at is, so we're starting on the right side. We're starting on the right side, right there. Boom. Okay. So we're going from there, and then we're going to go to the other side of the rubric here. So starting at dream job, and we're going to ask ourselves, do I believe that this is possible, that I can have my dream job? where I'm getting paid where I want to get paid, where I feel the purpose, where I have the vacation, where I work with people I love. Like, think about all of these things. My boss is amazing. I'm getting raises. I'm seen, I'm heard, like I'm being productive, and I can still take care of my family. Like, design your dream job, right? Okay. Is it possible to have that? That's number one. Okay. Number two, would the person who is hiring for this dream job believe that I am worthy to have this dream job? Like, am I worthy enough to have this? Am I sufficiently grounded in who I am that I can get this job and I could kick ass at it? I hesitated because I didn't know if I wanted to say that word on the video, but can I really hold that job? And do I believe that I know how I'm going to get this job? Or am I open to the universe showing me one of its infinite ways that it wants to provide for me? Okay, so if any one of these questions fail, you move over from here to here. Okay, so now think about interview. Can I get an interview? Is it possible for me to get interview? Is my background worthy of interviews? Are my interview skills great? Like, is my resume great? Like what is it that I can do? Like, do I believe that I know even how to do interviews? Again, if any one of these fails, you move down the rubric. Okay? Does my resume allow for people to call me back? Is my resume worthy of a call back? Is a resume the only way to get a call back? Okay, any one of those fails, you keep going down the line. Application. Can I fill out applications well? Have I been dedicating time to them? Am I able to find applications that align with my resume? Like, are applications the only way to get a call back? Are applications the only way to get an interview? Are applications the only, can I network? Can I talk to people? Like, am I open? Again, walk it back if any one of those fails. Is there even a job description do even the job descriptions, are they even out there? Are the opportunities out there? Is that even possible? Am I worthy of attracting these? Okay, so finally, we see where I'm going with this, right? So you walk it back to the point of, and even further, am I employable? Am I somebody who's worthy of employment? So then wherever you land on that rubric, that's where you start manifesting from. Let's talk about marriage. Okay. So you want to get married. You're single right now. You want to be married. That's your goal. That's your number one manifestation. You're like, I want to be married. I'm like, okay. Is it possible? Are you worthy of being married to? Do you feel like you know how to get married? Okay. And I want to actually bring this up before we go down the rubric for marriage, because when you're sitting here thinking, okay, what if you manifested the thing that you wanted tomorrow? You're single today. What if tomorrow you were getting married? Like, I don't know about you, but I would be like, who is this person and what is he doing in my life? And how the hell did that happen? And like, who forced me to do this? And like, who paid my price? And am I getting a cut? Like, I'm not trying to make fun of it, but that's where my head goes, right? Even like I said earlier, people who get these cash windfalls through the lottery regret it because it destroys them. It's like they could not handle the pressure of having all that money because they didn't build up the tolerance for the things that come in. So you have to build up your relationship muscle in the process. So wishing for the marriage, that's great. That's wonderful. End goal, 100%, but we got to break it down. We got to get back to the start. We got to take that first baby step. So then, okay, now, am I Is it possible for me to be in a committed relationship? Is it possible for me to find somebody who's committed and to be with me and to share with me, to build with me? Am I worthy of that kind of commitment? Do I believe that, who I am is worthy of commitment? I don't know about you, but after, getting divorced, having a child, and, I was a teen mom, I was divorced and everything. I dealt a lot with, is anybody ever going to want to commit to me? That's being real right now. Like, having those thoughts is normal because we start to feel like, oh, is this even possible? Am I worthy? Can I have that? Is it for me? And then, of course, it's like, do I think that I know how that's going to happen? Okay. Do you have a list of what you require in a partner? Yeah. Does he have to be 6'2", blonde hair, blue eyed? Does he have to have, a 6-figure job? Does he have to be athletic? Does he have to, do you have this checklist that could be preventing you from meeting somebody who is so powerful that they just rock your world? Maybe he doesn't make 6 figures. Maybe he makes 5 figures. But when you guys are together, you guys create such a magnetic force that you guys build together something amazing. Like, why are you limiting yourself to somebody that is fictional rather than allowing the universe to show you who your perfect partner is? Okay, so we walk it back. Dating. Am I even worthy of being taken out on dates? Am I worthy of taking someone out on dates? Am I worthy of feeling like, people like me? Is it possible to be taking people out on dates? Do I have opportunities to take people out on dates? Do I know how to take people on dates? Is there only one way to have a date? Again, walk it back. Being asked out. Like, are you being asked out? Do you think that people want to ask you out? Do you think you're worthy of people asking you out? Again, you see what the pattern is here. Every time you walk it back to the step that's before the thing, you have to start thinking, okay, what about this is it that I am blocking myself from in terms of whether it's possible, whether I'm worthy, or how it's going to happen? And then if there's a block in your head, you go to the one before it. Okay, so you go to the one before it. What do you do now? You figured out right now, yeah, I'm being asked out, but I'm not dating. I know I can be asked out. I get plenty of people to ask me. That's where you start from. And you start to build up the manifestation muscle from there. Okay. What does that mean? Is that you don't walk into a gym and start deadlifting 500 pounds from day one. You build the capacity in your belief, you receiving, in action, identity, all that wonderful stuff. And once your system achieves the first step, it says, oh, okay, this is possible. I get it. Okay, this is what we're doing. So when you walked it back, here, and you were at that dating portion of it, you say, okay, yes, I believe that I go out on dates. I have a lot of dates. There's a lot of people. Okay, but the commitment part, that's where I struggle. Okay, then you start to do the work around being committed. Okay, you call in more dates and you start to think, yeah, dating is easy for me. I can call in the dates. But where I struggle right now is getting someone to commit. Okay, why is that happening? What are the stories that are happening? What are the programs that are running in the background that are preventing me from believing that I can be committed to? Is it because I believe everybody in my city is unavailable? Is it because I don't believe that men are capable of commitment? Is it because I don't feel worthy of being committed to? And doing your work and process around that. Again, you do my 21-day experience, I promise you're going to knock a whole bunch of stuff out in 21 days. Like, you're going to totally transform the way that you see your manifestations. Okay. So we're going to keep going. So manifestation is a muscle. So again, be, do, have. Who do you need to be in order to do the things that you need to do, in order to have the things that you want? So, have, what do you actually want? Why do you want them? You have to start asking yourself, why do I want this? Why do I want this? Why do I want this? And really start to hone in on, is this because I believe it's going to get me something? Then stop trying to manifest the end goal. Start trying to manifest the money to feel secure. Start manifesting security. Instead of trying to manifest the marriage, start manifesting love. Instead of trying to manifest the job, start manifesting purpose. Start manifesting from the deep soul thing that you actually want. And then when you're doing stuff, look at what are you doing that's directly contradicting the things that you want. You know, what is the next aligned step that you believe in? Something that you actually believe is going to take you to the next level. It's got to be fun. It's got to be enjoyable. You have to have fun doing it. Like there's a whole process behind that. Okay. Then B, who must I become to receive this without collapsing, sabotaging, or shrinking? Because like I said, we're not here to make ourselves smaller. We're not here to request something less. We're not here to figure out how to negotiate our way into anything, asking for breadcrumbs. We're not doing that. We're becoming somebody new that can hold the thing that we want. Okay. So the walk back method. So this is it in a nutshell. Name your desire. Name the thing that you want. And this is the time to do this is every time you want something bad enough. Anytime that you're like, yes, I need this thing. Okay. So you're going to name the big desire. You're going to say, yes, I want, and fill in the blank there. Then, do you believe that this exists? Does this actually exist on this world? Next, do you believe you deserve it? Do you believe you are worthy of it? Okay. Next, do you believe you can receive it in the manner that you think you can? Okay. And then you're going to keep walking it back till the answer is yes. And then you start manifesting from there. Now, how does this work? Is because once you get momentum, once you start seeing, oh, the feeling of being able to do something brings it into my life. The feeling of, oh, this is possible brings it into my life. Once you start to get that feeling and you start to recognize it, then you can go to the next step. You can go to the next level. You can manifest the next thing. And then it just snowballs from there. That's the law of attraction. That is the law of attraction. Pulling stuff in from that place of, it's possible, I'm worthy. And you know what, world? Show me the best way to do this because you and your infinite wisdom will do it in the best possible way. Let me know. And then you can go from there. So I'm trying to stress this 100%. Your dream is not too big. You're just missing the bridge. You don't need to kill the dream. You don't need to pretend you want less. Like I was saying, you just have to build a bridge to who you are right now, to who you are becoming, because we're all becoming something. And it's not because the version of you right now is bad. It's not because the version of you isn't worthy or deserving. Is that the programs that are behind in your brain are vibrating at the unworthiness, and vibrating at the lack, are vibrating at the lack of possibility or probability. And you have to raise it up. Something that's very important is that you're trying to manifest a high vibration manifestation. You're trying to manifest something that is upscale, high, like beautiful, wonderful. Everything is powerful and amazing. But you have those programs in the background that are keeping you down here. And so when you try to bring that down to your level, you're collapsing it in time and space. You're trying to bring down that high level manifestation down to your level, and it just collapses into dust and does not stay there. And if by some chance you do bring that down to your level, you will lose it. It will not be pretty. It will not be what you think it is. You will not be ready. So ask for more to get less, or ask for less to get more. Like, screw the whole presentation, right? Ask for more. No, ask for less to get more. You walk it back, you build belief, you take the next aligned step and you're gonna see more. You're gonna receive more. Here's one of the best ways I can describe this is that when you're walking in the forest, you cannot see the end of the forest. You can only take the next few steps. And that's how you get through the forest, though. You take the next few steps, and then you can see a little further. And then you take the next few steps, and you can see a little further. And you keep going until finally you're at the end of the forest edge, and you're like, man, I didn't even believe I could get here. But it's because you don't have to see the whole path. You don't have to think, oh, if your goal is to be married, if your goal is to be rich, if your goal is to move, if your goal is to have children, if your goal is whatever, you just have to take the next step, and the following step will present itself when you get there. The following step, you don't know what that is. You don't know what step number 2 is until you've taken step number 1. You don't know what step number 3 is until you have taken step 1 and 2. And you want to manifest step number 5,555? You're going to keep going into the cycle of this is not working, and because that's not how it works. You just have to take the next aligned action. And to me, this program is going to help you get there because it's going to show you how to define what you want. It's going to show you how to really hone in on that true desire that you want. It's going to really hone in on what are the actions? How do you even get divine inspiration? How does that even work? What are you doing that's going against the things that you want? And then who do you need to be? How do you talk to yourself? Like, talk nice to me, kid. How do you interact with yourself? Who are you in terms of like, what do you believe? What are those programs playing in the background? So, as you guys know, every Thursday I have these master classes. If you can't make it, no problem. Sign up anyways, and you guys get the replay delivered to your inbox. Do the 21-day journey. I promise you, you are going to be manifesting left and right once you start getting out of your own way, which is the name of the game. That is manifestation in a nutshell. I love you guys. See you later.